Hey guys, today we're going to be doing What If Goku was born in Universe 6? So, Goku's parents are still going to be Bardock and Gine, but instead of Bardock being just a Saiyan warrior, he's a Saiyan soldier. It's almost the same, but it's different at the same time. He's basically a Saiyan soldier in the Royal Guard. Yeah, he's like the general. General Bardock of the Saiyan Guard is basically what he is, and Gine is a cook as usual. And when Goku, or Kakarot, because he never gets the name Goku, is born, he wants to become a general in the Saiyan Royal Guard like his father Bardock. And so he trains for years. He eventually meets Kaba and becomes friends with him. He trains with him, and years go by, and Kaba introduces Kakarot to Kale and Caulifla, and they become friends. And so now Kakarot, Kaba, Caulifla, and Kale are all training together. And this is like years later. And another villain! Yeah, there's gonna be a villain in this, since, Universe 6, I don't think they've ever said that there's, like, villains in it that have attacked there, but I'm gonna put some villains in, you know. So, since I'm pretty sure Cooler isn't canon anymore, I don't think, was he ever canon? I don't know. He's not canon, so I'm gonna put him in the Universe 6 version of these events, in place of Frieza, basically. So Frieza, let's say, attacks Planet Sadala. I mean, Cooler, yeah, Cooler attacks Planet Sadala, trying to sell it, and so the Saiyans have to fight back against Cooler. So Kakarot, during this fight, does end up turning Super Saiyan when he sees Kaba get killed, and so he turns Super Saiyan and he takes down Cooler. And so this also makes Kale angry because Kaba was a friend, and she turns into her, basically, like, she's turns into her Super Saiyan Berserk, like legendary Super Saiyan type form, and helps Kakarot take down Cooler when Kakarot is a Super Saiyan. And so they go on years later, more training, and another big villain appears. Let's say his name is uh let's say his name is Kajan Doob or something. Or Kajan Kube. His name's gonna be Kajan Kube. He's this universe's uh version of Majin Buu, Kajan Kube. So he comes and he fights them, and this is quite a lot of years later, like 10 years. So they're quite a lot stronger. They've learned Super Saiyan 2, Kakarot, and Caulifla, and Kakarot, Caulifla, and Kale hasn't learned Super Saiyan 2, but she's got control over her Berserk form. And Kale, yeah, Kale's fine. She's in her, like, Berserk form, but when she's under control. So, yeah, and Kakarot knows Super Saiyan 2, and Kale no Super Saiyan 2. So they keep going, they fight Kajan Kube, and eventually, after an intense battle where Cauliflower dies, she gets eaten by Oob. She gets turned into candy and eaten. This is the trigger for not just Kale to go out of control, but also Kakarot to go into Super Saiyan 3 for the first time because Cauliflower was his friend. And so he goes into Super Saiyan 3 and Kale goes berserk and they end up killing Kajan Kube. And eventually another new villain arrives and his name is gonna be Kel. His name's Kel instead of Cell. There's Kel, and he's attacking about 3 years later, and so at this point, Kakarot's got a handle of Super Saiyan 3, and he ends up fighting and eventually defeating Kel. And after that, another, let's say, 10-year time skip. Kakarot's been working his way up the ranks of the Saiyan Royal Elite Guard, and he's general now, like Bardock. But Bardock's dead at this point. He died. Gine died too. They were killed by Kajan Kube, uh, those few years ago in that fight. So yeah, Kakarot becomes the leader of the Saiyan Elite Guard, the Royal Guard, and the king and prince of all Saiyans in this universe is gonna be King Paragus and Prince Broly. So yeah, the Broly becomes good friends with Kakarot, and Paragus as king is pretty similar to how Vegeta was as king. So yeah, but Broly becomes friends with Kakarot, and eventually, they start training together, and Kakarot helps Broly get control over his Akari form, and um, another time skip of about 10 years, and it's another one. It's not a villain this time. It's um another person coming to their planet, and this time is Champa, the destroyer for Universe 6, with Vados, of course. And they come to the planet, and they're just kind of wondering uh, how's everything going on this planet? How's their food? They go and they eat their food. They like it, so they don't destroy it. And they invite um Kakarot and Kale to the Tournament of Power, and they go, and Tournament of Power is going to be very different since it's only going to be. Actually, no, the Tournament of Power is not going to happen because Goku isn't going to mention anything like that. So, Tournament of Power doesn't happen. And it is said that Zeno, if the Tournament of Power didn't happen, then he would have just destroyed a bunch of universes anyway. So yeah, let's include in those. Uh, let's say he destroys every universe. Let's say he destroys every universe except 6 and 7. So the universe 6 and 7 are the only universes left, and they have a battle to figure out which universe is gonna survive. So, Universe 7's fighters are gonna be Yamcha, Tien, Chaozu, and Krillin. Yeah, and Roshi and Korn. So they fight, and the Universe 6 fighters just take them down all easily, and Universe 7 gets wiped out. Universe 6 is the last universe left. And there's another time skip of quite a few more years. And what happens now is there's gonna be a new villain, and he's gonna be called. This new villain is gonna be. Let's say. What? Let's do a weird villain this time. Like a weird kind of villain. With, let's say he's got some keyboard theme, something out there, because I don't know. He's a keyboard themed villain. He's got like keyboard themed key attacks, and he sounds weird. Like whenever he makes a sound, it like whenever he speaks is basically like a keyboard clicking. It's like this. It's like yeah. It's like keys clicking is what the sound is really. For all of the stuff he does, like it literally just sounds like this. Just keys clicking. Whenever he speaks, or whenever he attacks, or whenever he moves, it just sounds like keys. And he has, like, whenever he gets attacked, he sounds like this. It's like an error. Whenever he gets attacked, and his attacks, some of his attacks have like weird names. Some of them are like key combinations and just letters from a keyboard. One of his attacks is escape. The other one is control. He has a shift attack. He has a caps lock attack. He has an alt attack. He has some letter attacks. He has wordplay in some of the attacks. He has like elimination ray is L, and he has some attacks like are combinations of letters. He has lol. He has LOL. One of his attacks where he laughs, makes his weird laughing sound, but it just sounds like LOL because he's laughing, and it shoots out rays out of his mouth, and those form L and O and L. Yeah, I know it's weird, but I mean I came up with this villain. He's a weird keyboard themed villain, so yeah. And eventually they take him down by in basically shooting him with with a virus. Yeah. They shoot some weird virus that kills his keyboard power, and just kills him. It's like a virus made out of key. Somehow they made a USB stick and like filled it with key and shot it into the keyboard, and it ended up killing it. So that's how that one was killed. And so eventually Paragus dies, and Broly becomes king, and Kakarot becomes Broly's right hand man, like his advisor. And that's really how it goes for this what if. That's the end of this what if, then I guess, yeah. Bye.